So, what do we want to prove about this map ALT? It goes from LK to LK, and what we want to show, in fact, is that, so we have a theorem. If T is any K multilinear map, alt T is in fact alternating. Why? We have done this earlier. It's exactly the same proof that we had earlier. Why? I want to show that alt T is alternating. So I should take alt T and take some eta naught of that action under Sk. What is this by definition? This is by definition, this is the definition I have. What is this? This is upper eta naught. That is sigma T sigma eta naught. But what is T sigma eta naught? It is equal to, so let me write it once more. But what is T sigma eta naught? That is equal to what do I have to do here? I have to flip these. So this becomes okay. Now you do the same change of variables again. When sigma goes over all of Sk, you call, I'll call eta naught sigma to be sigma prime. And when sigma goes over all of Sk, sigma prime also varies over all of Sk. Okay? So I'll have T sigma prime. Okay? But what I want in front of that is a signum sigma prime. But here I have signum sigma. So signum of sigma prime is signum of eta naught multiplied by signum of sigma. Therefore, signum of sigma is signum eta naught inverse times signum sigma prime. Yes? Because sigma is equal to sigma prime into eta naught inverse. But we know that signum of any sigma is equal to signum of the inverse. The sign of any permutation is the same as the sign of its inverse. So this sign of eta naught is actually equal to sine of eta naught inverse is actually equal to sine of eta naught. And the thing that I have remaining is actually alt t. So when I take alt t upper eta naught, I'm getting the sine times alt t. This says that alt t is antisymmetric. Okay? So this is the first statement I want to make. then the next statement is the same statements that I had made when we were talking about sim. So we have that if t is in lambda k, that means if t itself is antisymmetric, then alt keeps t the same. Why? Because it is symmetric, then T sigma is sine of sigma times T. So what is alt T? If T sigma is sine signum of T, but signum sigma is either plus or minus 1. So signum sigma squared is always plus 1. So I'm adding up T times 1. That is, I'm adding up T. How many times am I adding up T? I'm adding up T k factorial times. So this is equal to 1 over k factorial. So if T itself is antisymmetric, alt T is equal to T. Okay? And therefore, as a consequence of both these things, we will get that alt of T is equal to alt of T. Why? Because alt of T is antisymmetric. Alt of any antisymmetric thing is that thing itself as a consequence. Follows from A and B. Okay? So we have that alt T is always in is a antisymmetric form. Turns out that we are going to be very much more interested in antisymmetric forms, antisymmetric K multilinear maps. I should not have used the other word. We are very much more interested in antisymmetric K multilinear maps than we are going to be interested in multilinear maps themselves. Okay? So I would also want to write out if T is, I will also want to write out what is this quantity for a particular T. So we'll do this now. So, as I said, you have to be able to do numerical calculations as well with this idea. And the way you would do a numerical calculation is to do the following kind of thing. So, So this answer that you will get is a real number. And by the way, I'm not interested in multiplying out those numbers. You just try to see what is the form of the thing that you will get. Okay? So, if you have a T in LKRN, there's some way of calculating what I defined by alt T. Then alt T is a alternating K multilinear map on Rn. The next thing we did when we were talking about LK, obviously the sum of two alternating K multilinear maps is K multilinear. K multilinear maps that are alternating are K multilinear and alternating. We had one more notion of a product that we had defined earlier. So the question is that, can you define a product on lambda K Rn? This is exactly what we had done with K multilinear maps. We defined a product, namely the tensor product. So the first thing you will think of is just take if omega is a alternating K multilinear map on Rn, and eta is an alternating L multilinear map on Rn. Remember, both these things are K multilinear on Rn and L multilinear on Rn. They have an additional property that they are alternating. But if you think of them as being on just K multilinear maps and L multilinear maps, we already have a product. Namely, we have the product omega tensor eta. We have defined that tensor product earlier. Okay? So, can we do the same thing here? So the exercise is, even if omega is alternating and eta is alternating, give an example. That the tensor product need not be alternating. Okay? So omega tensor eta, even if omega and eta are alternating, the tensor product is not alternating. Okay? So this is not a good way of defining the tensor product. The product when you're talking about lambda k and lambda l. Because what is one of the properties about lambdas, about products, is that if you take the product of two things, it should remain in the same thing. So I would like to have that this product is actually in lambda k plus L of Rn, when omega is in lambda k Rn and eta is in lambda L Rn. So if this is, so what should I do? So this is in general not in lambda k plus L of Rn. So the obvious thing to do is, you know that omega tensor eta is in Lk plus L of Rn. And therefore, how do you go from Lk plus L of Rn to lambda k plus L of Rn? You go by taking alt. Okay? So I want to define So what do? Let's forget about this factor. This factor is going to be useful for us a bit later on, and you will understand why we want that factor there. So let's not worry about that. It's some factor that I put. But what I'm doing is I'm taking the tensor product, which need not be in lambda k plus L, and then applying alt to it. So it is omega wedge eta. This symbol is called a wedge because it looks like a wedge. So omega wedge eta is alt omega tensor eta, and then I'm multiplying it by a funny looking factor which depends on k plus L. Okay? So if I'm saying that this is a product, then obviously it should satisfy the properties about the product that I want it to have. What are the properties that every product should have? So exercises, this is a product. That means that omega 1 what should this be equal to? This should be equal to omega 1 wedge eta plus omega 2 wedge eta. Similarly, should be equal to omega wedge eta 1 plus omega wedge eta 2. Then you have A omega wedge eta is equal to omega wedge eta and A is a real number. These are the normal properties about products that you must have. Then we also have this one more property of what happens if you have a linear map between two vector spaces. Okay? So if F is a map which is linear from Rn, this Rn, to some other Rn, then F star will be from where? It will be from L, K, R, L to L, K, Rn. And therefore, I must try to understand how F star behaves with respect to the wedge product.